What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including The Rock and Logan Paul squash their beef, WWE have a big problem with ESPN, CM Punk buries Wrestlepalooza, is CM Punk turning heel, the real reason for AJ Lee's return, Mandy Rose snubbed by WWE, the truth behind Brock Lesnar's comeback, a PLE in Italy, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at The Rock and Logan Paul squash their beef. Our top story today takes a look at the personal issues between The Rock and Logan Paul, as it appears that the beef between the two has now finally been squashed. Logan himself admitted that The Rock distanced himself from Logan following an infamous YouTube video, that probably being the one where Logan was in Japan, but naturally due to The Rock being on the TKO board of directors, the two were bound to bump into each other backstage in WWE, so the two needed to get on the same page sooner rather than later. In Logan's latest YouTube video, he would share a personal video from The Rock, and Logan admits that The Rock has been extremely nice to him. Now this is great to see, and watching from the video, it evidently means a lot to Logan that The Rock has made amends with him after 7 years. Next up, WWE have a big problem with ESPN. WWE's first ever show on ESPN should have been easy to view for most consumers. However, ESPN is facing major issues, which means that WWE fans may have to pay an additional fee to watch the Wrestlepalooza show this Saturday. Major distributors like Comcast and YouTube TV, which have 20 million subscribers, still don't have access to the new ESPN app. According to JT Lasker, SVP of Direct Consumer at ESPN, these issues won't be sorted by Saturday, so this means that consumers will have to pay for an app they should already have access to. According to Lasker, the issue shouldn't last long and should be sorted out by the end of 2025. The WWE just have a few weeks before the next PLE offering, and it's rather concerning that the issues may not be sorted by the time WWE hosts Crown Jewel in Australia. Next up, CM Punk buries Wrestlepalooza. Wrestlepalooza is a rather interesting name for a WWE PLE. Whilst the event name was used by ECW in the late 90s, it's an outlandish name, and a lot of talents sound ridiculous when saying the name out loud. One name on the current WWE roster who really isn't a fan of the name is CM Punk, and this is what Punk had to say on the name during an interview with Pardon My Take. I've been doing my best to not say the word Wrestlepalooza the entire time. That might actually be the first time I've said it. It's a ridiculous name. One of WWE's biggest stars burying the name isn't the best look in the world, especially when WWE are actively marketing the event as a show that is just as big as WrestleMania. WWE had so many options for names. They could have even used the Starrcade name from WCW, as they own the rights to the pay-per-view name. Okay, fair enough to WWE, at least they didn't use the name Battle Bowl. Next up, CM Punk talks backstage issues. CM Punk is infamously a name that has had personal issues with an array of names over his career. WWE has played into this massively with his feuds with Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins. It's been reported that Punk hasn't caused any issues backstage since he re-signed with WWE in 2023, and during his interview with Pardon My Take, Punk revealed that pro wrestling is built on trust. It doesn't matter if he dislikes the wrestler he's working with. I'm not going out to dinner with anybody. That's the magic of our business too. If you're a true professional, you don't have to even remotely like the guy you work with. The business is built on trust. If someone is going to try and double cross me, that's a whole different problem. But I work with professionals who aren't going to do that because I think that they do realize if they do that, there's going to be some sort of problem. I'm not going out to dinner with these guys. Some of them don't like me. Some of them I don't care for. That's the magic and the line we get to weave in and out. Punk is spot on with this, as some of the most iconic rivalries in WWE history have involved names that aren't exactly best friends behind the scenes, but managed to work together. Next up, CM Punk turning heel. CM Punk's heel work is perhaps one of his greatest strengths as a performer. Now it's surfaced that the former WWE champion may never turn heel again. During that interview, Punk revealed that due to his standing in the company and with fans, it's unlikely that a heel turn will ever take place. It's interesting, a lot of people are always like, oh, you're much better heel than you are babyface. Okay, like I get that, I feel that. It's just a lot easier to get people to hate you than it is to people to truly love you. And I'm in this space now where I don't know if I'm ever going to be a bad guy again, because it seems like I've kind of leveled up. I've reached a point where, like, a lot of it's nostalgia, and a lot of it's, I think, how hard I work and how I can still compete at that super high level. Now, if there's one name in WWE that can get fans to hate him again, it's CM Punk. However, he does make a valid point. Punk would also discuss whether he has creative control in WWE, and he revealed that he opts to go down the John Cena route of playing the cards that he's dealt. Now I guess I'm just kinda chill now, whereas before it was more rebellious. And now to me there's a magic about maybe taking something that you didn't see or you didn't think of, somebody else's idea, and going, oh, you know what, yeah, I can do that with this. And hey, what if we do this? I don't really pitch things, and I've taken a page out of Cena's book. They deal them, I play them. Creative control is a contested term, especially in WWE, as even those names that have a strong say in the creative output still have to answer to someone in the company. Next up, the real reason for AJ Lee's return. Now, AJ Lee being back in WWE is still crazy to think about, as at one stage, it seemed unlikely that AJ Lee would ever wrestle for the company ever again. But now Lee has revealed in a tell-all interview why exactly she decided to return. Speaking to ESPN ahead of Wrestlepalooza this weekend, the former Divas champion stated that a return was in the air for the past few years, and the new chapter on ESPN acted as the perfect opportunity to come home. It's sort of been something that was in the air for the past couple of years as an option. However, when I retired, I was very comfortable staying retired, and I felt very complete in my career. For me to embark on a new journey is to feel brand new and feel like I'm needed and exciting and kind of scary. Starting this new chapter on ESPN feels like a whole new mountain the company needs to climb, and I was flattered that they believed that I could help draw eyeballs in that way. AJ also added that working with Becky Lynch for the first time was a key contributing factor. Also, Becky is very interesting to me. I think she's wonderful in the ring, and we have a lot of similarities. She would not be an easy person to get back in the ring with. That was exciting. Lee is now back full-time in WWE, and it's been widely reported that she signed a multi-year contract with the company. Next up, Mandy Rose responds to WWE snub. WWE brought back a number of superstars for its NXT Homecoming show, mainly those who had some significance to the brand and helping it grow. However, one star who didn't get an invite was former NXT Women's Champion Mandy Rose. She clapped back with this video, seemingly not caring about the snub. This isn't the first time she felt snubbed, as she also posted a video regarding an invitation to Evolution 2, an invitation she never got. Next up, the truth behind Brock Lesnar's comeback. Now, ever since Brock Lesnar returned to WWE, there have been rumors in relation to who was the mastermind behind the return. Was it Triple H? Was it Nick Khan? Or was it ESPN, who potentially wanted a huge star for their first ever WWE show? Now, we can certainly rule out ESPN, as on a media call yesterday, top names from ESPN spoke with various outlets, and they confirmed they had nothing to do with bringing Lesnar back to WWE. Our relationship with the WWE is such where they have creative control. I think it's important to provide some context there. We are distributors of the event. It's not all that dissimilar to the other rights holder relationships we have, where we have relationships with the league. Obviously, a glove, stick and ball league is a little bit different than the combat sports world, as we could all appreciate. But in regard to our relationship with WWE, they retain creative control, which by the way we're fine with because they have built an incredible business for a long period of time. Now, this is an interesting revelation, as it's widely believed that ESPN were having some kind of involvement in what kind of show they wanted on September 20th, probably bringing Brock Lesnar back for the big event, but that evidently isn't the case. Next up, Edge responds to John Cena. John Cena decided to pay tribute to one of his arch rivals, Edge, during a recent match, and Edge, who now wrestles as Cope in AEW, has responded to the tribute. Speaking to The Score, the WWE Hall of Famer will respond to Cena's classy tribute, saying, "It's super fun, for John and I were two guys that met each other at the right time. He needed a bad guy, I needed a good guy. It just clicked. You never know when something is gonna click." Now, whilst it would be amazing to see Edge versus Cena one final time before Cena wraps things up, it's impossible due to Edge's AEW contract. Nevertheless, it would be fantastic to see Edge in attendance at Cena's eventual WWE Hall of Fame induction. Next up, what names are returning for WrestleMania 43? WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia is bound to have countless legends on the card in some capacity, and during a recent Fightful Select Q&A, Sean Ross Sapp discussed what names could appear on the card. I'm not even really sure who the actual options would be at this point. The Rock is the biggest one, obviously. He comes with his own issues as we watch the last two WrestleManias unfold. Stone Cold Steve Austin's name is always brought up in situations like this, and Fightful did report he said he thought he had one more in him. I can't see Undertaker doing more than a chokeslam. He knows his days are up. Sapp would then add that Chris Jericho, Kane, and Sean Waltman are options. So what's left? Maybe Chris Jericho would be available? If I were him and wanted a gigantic payday, I'd explore that option. Kane keeps himself in shape and has no moral obligations to speak of, I think he's an actual option. Sean Waltman has teased here and there the possibility of a match. What is Ken Shamrock doing these days? Maybe some guys like Paul White, Edge and Cope etc. will become available, but I think it's more of a question of who could possibly say yes as opposed to no. But whilst the appearance of legends is inevitable for the Saudi-based Mania, WWE don't need to go overboard. They have a stacked roster with names that are loved in Saudi. Just because the show is in Saudi doesn't mean they have to go back to presenting the shows like they did before Triple H took over. The recent Saudi shows have been presented as legitimate spectacles, and going back to the way that Vince booked the events would have little benefit to the company. And finally, a WWE PLE to take place in Italy. Now, final story today takes a look at a future location of a WWE PLE. Nick Khan spoke at the IMG Redbird Summit yesterday, and he confirmed that in 2026, WWE will host a PLE in Italy for the first time ever. There's no news as of yet in relation to which event this will be, but it's being rumored online that the annual Backlash show could take place in the European country. Or TKO could just go with the usual one, Clash in Pizza or something. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.